welcome to the SoCal Yearbook Gal Education Series designed to inspire, encourage, support, and make your life easier. This week, we are talking about your theme for next year, and I realize that it sounds like it's way too early to be talking about this, but it's never too early to start thinking about it. So I want to give you just a couple of pointers, and we'll talk about this more in depth as time goes on. But when you are looking for your theme ideas, I want you to look in a variety of places. So just on the other side of this camera, I have this huge bookshelf filled with beautiful yearbooks. And are these a good place to look for design ideas? Sure. They're exceptional. They're beautiful. You can learn about graphic design. You can learn about modules. You can get ideas for surveys, and they're truly incredible. But at the same time, I want you to think about how old these ideas are already. By the time you receive your copy, and this is if you got last year's book, because the books haven't come out yet for this year. But if you're looking at last year's book, that means that that book came out last year. It was created the year before, and the idea came out before that. Like the dream of the beautiful theme that ended up coming to fruition is already a number of years old. And so you're really not getting the latest, greatest, coolest, freshest idea by looking at an old yearbook. And yes, they are a great place to look for design ideas and for thematic ideas, but don't let that be your only place to look for ideas. Pinterest is a great place to look. There are a lot of really beautiful magazines, like digital magazines that you can find on there. You can look up like design ideas to figure out like really pretty graphic design. So Pinterest is a really great place to look. Magazines, if you go into Barnes & Noble and you look up some design magazines, you're gonna find all sorts of really beautiful stuff. But the one, and this is like, I'm glad that it's finally funny to us, but I remember being at a workshop. It was a summer workshop, and we put together like a really beautiful theme. I was really impressed with my group, and I remember there was a contest at the very end, and we presented, and it was just beautiful. And then we looked over, and there was another team next to us, a different school, and their theme was so fresh and so beautiful. And it was mind blowing. I was like, I cannot understand how high school kids came up with a theme so fresh and so beautiful. And so we were a little sad. Like my team was a little sad. We're like, okay, well, we lost, but we lost for good reason. Like this other team absolutely deserved it. But we're like, And then I took my kids out for coffee. We went out to Starbucks. And as we're walking up, my staff, you can see it on their faces. It was so funny and so sad at the same time, because as we're walking into Starbucks had their, like all of that, the sticky graphics that they have on their windows, and inside their theme was full on stolen by this high school team. Like it was, the high school team created their thematic design based on the idea that Starbucks had. And it was right when it was like those fruity drinks or the waters or whatever were coming out, and they're all so colorful and beautiful. And Starbucks, they just do such a great job with marketing because they have the money to pour into marketing. And this team, it was genius. It like blew my mind. This team decided to go with the same theme that Starbucks had in all of their buildings, and it was stunning. Now, they obviously didn't copy it exactly, but when we walked into Starbucks, it was evident that they used the Starbucks, designs. And I was impressed and disappointed at the same time. But it was so cool. It was so cool. And I was so proud of that other team for being able to come up with that. So allow your design inspiration to come from anywhere, but look at what, Apple is doing. Look at what Starbucks does. Like there are companies that pay the big bucks to get the freshest, coolest, most beautiful designs. Take advantage of all of those resources around you. And when you see something pretty, take a picture of it, save it to a board on Pinterest, do what you need to do in order to not forget it, because stuff's coming out right now, especially over the summer. Really fresh stuff is going to come out over the summer. Take that, save it into boards. My recommendation is save it into boards in Pinterest. You can put it on like a Google Drive too, but save your design inspiration and then start kind of grouping it together. If you have like angles or stripes or whatever as part of your theme that you're starting to feel, then everything that you see, angles, stripes, you're going to put into that same compartment, right? You're going to just like basically put little containers, and you're like, okay, well, this container has thematic elements that have like circles in it. This one has, the prism look or whatever you have for that. But start organizing it so that you can just like pick one once summer workshop rolls around. So anyway, learn from what we went through and keep it fresh. That's probably the most important thing, is just keep it fresh and look at modern design, because this next year, like, thank goodness I feel like we're kind of coming into the clear a little bit, and we're hopefully getting back to some sort of a normal. So let's really emphasize that and show everybody that we're on to something new and fresh and beautiful. So anyway, good luck with your themes.